Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Modular, where I'm continuing my look at potential ways of stripping enemy armour. Last week we got a new augment for our resident pirate Hydroids Corroding Barrage. This is the one that you can pick up from either Cephalon Suda or New Loka. You rise to max rank with them, then spend 25,000 standing to buy it, or if for some reason you aren't with either of those syndicates or not max rank yet, you can always brave the trade chat and grab it from there. But what's it actually do? It's a ridiculously simple mod, to be honest, that basically means that every enemy hit by your Tempest Barrage ability gets a corrosive proc applied to them. What the corrosive proc does is that it will permanently reduce any target's armour by 25%, and that can be applied multiple times to the extent where you can effectively strip all the armour off an enemy. It's nothing more complicated than that. Now, the build I was using for the test was actually one that I set up specifically for the Tempest Barrage. Vitality, Quick Thinking, Prime Flow, that's my survivability. Fleeting and Streamline for efficiency, so I can spam it a bit. Prime Continuity for a bit more duration, it just offsets the loss from fleeting a little bit. Overextended to boost the explosion radius of the impacts from the barrage, then Corroding Barrage itself. If I was able to put more Former on him, or really wanted to, I would put a bit more range on as well with Cunning Drift, and I will explain the reason for that shortly. So was this mod actually enough to convince me that Hydroid could be a viable team player using Tempest Barrage to compensate for people not using Corrosive Projection? The answer to that is, you know what, for this purpose, it's not terrible. I don't like the ability itself. I never have. I find it too crazy with its placement, and occasionally RNG just decides, screw you, I'm not putting a shot anywhere near anywhere where you want it. This is what the build was specifically created to counter as much as it could. Normally on a Hydroid you don't want to put range on him because he monumentally screws up his fourth ability. However, in this case the radius of the ability isn't actually affected at all. That remains at 5 meters. However, upping the range on the ability increases the explosion radius of the impact of the shell from the barrage. Remember that as part of the base ability, all enemies hit by the barrage will be knocked down repeatedly for the duration of the ability. Plus, every enemy that's hit by the barrage, whether that's directly or by the explosion, will have that corrosive proc applied to them as well as being knocked down. However, this does come at a cost of sacrificing power strength. Honestly, that's not a huge deal because for the times where you need that armour stripping, you're not going to be killing with the abilities anyway, so going for a larger range of the knockdown means that you can just stun lock and lock down corridors from enemies that are trying to push through. This can be an incredibly effective build. In fact, you can see in the background just how effective it is against enemies at a way higher level that you're ever going to realistically fight. So with this mod and a build built around supporting it, not only will you strip the armour of anything that goes into it, although it does take a couple of casts, you will also completely lock down an entire area by knocking them down constantly. It allows those corrosive procs to do their work. It's a solid mod on a reasonably solid ability, provided that you can put up with the insane amount of camera shake that you get when you're close to the impacts. The change to allowing the barrage to being recastable really was a nice change, and without it this mod would be garbage. It was a small change that got missed by many, but it really shows its class here. Is it enough to make me play Hydroid? Personally, no. I don't like the rest of his abilities at all. It's the reason why I've not even finished maxing him out, as you can see on the build. I do think though that someone that enjoys playing Hydroid could get a decent amount of use out of this mod. 25,000 standing. It's not much in the grand scheme of things. Grab it, try it out, see what you think. I hope you enjoyed my quick look at the newest augment for Hydroid. Spy video should be coming either tomorrow or Sunday, so it'll be Saturday or Sunday, because it's already Saturday when I'm recording this. I am working on it, but it's taking a bit longer to make than I had hoped. However, feel free to hit that like button to sub if you like my content, and I shall catch you in the next video.